So these 5 levels of leadership are really the foundation of a lot of stuff we do in the John Maxwell team, the Maxwell Leadership, as I was mentioning. And so the 5 different levels are position, permission, results, reproduction, and pinnacle. And I'll go a little bit more in detail into all of these different levels. Just kind of get an idea. Some of you may have already heard this. So if you are a fan of John Maxwell, you've probably already heard this. But I just want to talk a little bit about each of these and how they relate to what I've been able to do in different areas of my leadership. So the first level, like I mentioned, is position. People follow you because they must. So this is what people normally think leadership is. That leadership is a title. So whether you're a manager or a boss, that is the level that you are leading at. That they have to follow you, otherwise they risk not getting a promotion, or worse, they risk getting fired. So this is more so driven by the title and that only. And this is really the level that you learn to be a good leader, but you want to learn to use your influence instead of having to use your title. A lot of times people at this level will use their boss's influence to say, this person told me to tell you this, because they don't really have their relationship with that person. And that's the lowest level of leadership, just a position level. So moving on, the next level is the permission level. People follow because they want to. This is also called a relationship level. You built a rapport, you built a connection with people, and that is just the next level. Like I said, the first level position is that's foundational, just having some sort of a title, but permission, having a relationship. At this level, they need to know that you care about them as a leader, that you have to have strong relationships with them. You have to listen well, observe well, and serve well. It is so critical at this level. But this is only the second level. There's still 3 more levels. It's crazy to think about. Some people stop at this level, but this is not. This is not the pinnacle by any means. The next level is level 3, which is the results level. People follow you because of what you've done in the organization. So I know if you've worked for any period of time, there's those people that, oh, get John on this, or get Abby on this, or get Carla on this. That person is known to deliver results. That person has leadership because of the results that they gather. Like, they're always the one that they'll come in early, they'll stay late, they are not going to quit on you. They are always putting in the extra effort to make sure things are happening. They help get things done, in short. And a lot of times with this is that people have a tendency to gravitate towards either the relationship level or the results level. But really, the relationship is just the title's a foundation. Then you have the relationship, but then results is on top of that. Because the worst thing you can do is to ignore getting results and just focus on relationship. Like, it is great to have a boss that you can have fun with, but at the end of the day, there's something that you're trying to achieve. You want to achieve it. You want to achieve a goal, and it's a lot more fun when you like the person you're working with. But at the same time, you also want to achieve something as well. So make sure that if you're a leader, do not stay at the position level. Get to the relationship level, but also strive to deliver results as well. And you do this by leading by example and creating momentum. And when you're able to lead by example and create momentum, you're able to attract people to your team. Whether it's people who are already on your team and they want to stay on your team, or other people maybe from other teams want to work with you because they say, hey, those people are getting along really well and they're achieving good results. Like, what a way to show that you're a great leader, that you can have rapport and also get good results. Level 4. So this is levels that some people really never get to. Like I said, a lot of people will stay at the foundation, just, hey, I have a leadership title, I'm good to go, I'm finally a leader. But as I always say, and what Maxwell Leadership and John Maxwell says, is leadership is influence. So it's not that you need a leadership title to be a leader. A lot of people feel like that, but that doesn't mean that just because you have a leadership title does not necessarily make you a good leader. You might just be at that level one aspect, and you're relying on your leader's influence to get things done. But getting back to level four, which is reproduction, people follow because of what you've done for them. So there's one thing to have the reputation and get results. There's another thing about doing stuff specifically for people. Leaders are great because they do things not because of themselves, but they have the ability to empower others. So when you are a leader and you're empowering others and not necessarily doing, because there's that shift in leadership where you can't always do, you have to empower others. When you're a leader of leaders, you have to empower others. So a lot of times, like I tell my team with Nala STEM that I have a direction, I have where I want us to go. I'm here to support you, but at the same time, at the end of the day, this is something that you own. I want you to be able to develop your leadership, and that's something that I've been learning. I've been learning. I'm continuing to learn, and I'm developing them because I know that they have ideas and things that they're gonna do differently than I'm gonna do. When I give them that space and that energy to actually be independent, that stuff comes out, and it's awesome to see the stuff that we're able to create with Nala, and just even their own personal lives. It's really cool. But at this level, people become loyal to the people that mentor them. So I know I've had several different mentors in my life, some really crucial mentors in my life that they have walked me through different things. Like even when I was starting a business, I reached out to a couple mentors, and one showed me about just what are the foundations to do to get in the right places and spaces so I can actually grow and hone my craft. Another one told me you need to charge for what you're doing. And that was something that was challenging to me because before I started the business, I was doing everything for free because I didn't even think of ever doing a business. But what she told me was that you charge for your time. Your time is valuable. And that totally just opened doors for me to understand that my time is valuable. There are times I can do things for free, but that should not be my number one way of going about doing things. I need to value my time. But everything compounds at this level, at the reproduction level, when you're a leader of leaders. So your leadership is influencing another person who has leadership. You have to be able to recruit well, so recruit people who can also recruit other people who are good at leadership. Position them in the right places. So even for me personally, there's been times I've had to move people around or have difficult conversations with people who were not delivering what they're supposed to do, but talk about where they need to be is very crucial. And equip them well. Give them the right resources to succeed. The worst that you can do is tell someone to just go out there, leave them on an island, and just say, like, sink or swim. I mean, there are some cases that it's important for a leader to develop and you want them to reach out. But especially when they're a new leader, you want to be there kind of like a lifeline so they can reach out and just grab you if they need some help. And so the fifth level is something that really John has mentioned that few people ever reach. I say John Maxwell's at this level. The number one leadership guru, definitely he's at this level, but he talks about Mother Teresa and Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and those are the type of people that when you hear their names, everyone knows about the contributions that they've given. And I would add John Maxwell to that list as well. People at this level, the pinnacle level or respect level, is people follow because of who you are and what you represent. So it's almost like you transcend reality at this point, the pinnacle level. You've done so much for so long, tens of years, maybe 100 years, depending on how long you live, but even after you're long gone, people are still talking about the stuff that you've been able to do. That is a pinnacle level. But it's proven leadership over and over. At this level, respect is freely given, but it's not in our own control. The other people are the ones that's giving you respect. So as I mentioned, these 5 different levels between the pinnacle level I just mentioned, the reproduction level, which is level 4, the results level, permission level, and the position level. That's at the very basis. Another thing that's really interesting to think about is that these 5 different levels are not across the board. Maybe if you're at a level 5, you might be at level 5 across the board. Like I said, that takes your whole life. You may or may not live to see it, depending on who you are. Maybe you will. Like you're John Maxwell, and you're a future John Maxwell, and I'm going to be saying your name about, hey, this is the best leadership woman in the world, or a man in the world, whatever it is. But most people don't ever reach that. But one key thing to realize is that in each of these levels is with different people. So every time you meet someone new, you're starting off at level 1 with them. And that's important to know, because if you're someone who, maybe you're in a space, maybe it's in academia, maybe it's in industry, maybe it's in tech, whatever it is, and you know that space, people in that space really respect you, they know who you are. Maybe you're at level 4, maybe you're already at level 5 in that space. You go into another space and no one knows who you are. No one has any idea. Maybe they have some inkling, they've heard some things. You're at level 1 with them, because it's just something they've heard. They don't have a relationship with you. They don't know the results that you've done. Maybe they've heard of them, but they haven't experienced it. And there's definitely nothing that you've done for them personally. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you learned something new from the stuff that I've been learning. If you have any ideas for the podcast, reach out and let me know, because together we can become the best versions of ourselves by learning from each other. Thanks. Have a good evening or good morning, wherever you're listening.